Yeah, so we have some national goals. One of them is to be able to have universal access by 2030. And currently we have a coverage electrification levels of 75% from both grid and off-grid stations. And what we have been able to do is to come up with projects which will accelerate this electrification. In grid areas is much easier because we then extend the power either through Kenya Power or through REREC. But in off-grid areas it's more challenging because of the vastness of the areas. They are far from the national grid. And what we did then is to be able to come up with an initiative to supply power to those off-grid stations using mini-grids, using solar home system and public institutions. For example, we have an ongoing project called COSAP with World Bank, $150 million US to be able to reach the underserved counties. And we are happy that a few weeks ago we were able to sign contracts to be able to do mini grids to those areas for projects worth almost 10 billion Kenya shillings. Yes, the policy we are doing covers new emerging technologies, one of which is electric mobility. We are looking at issues like battery energy storage, issues like electric cooking, so that we can be able to have environmentally friendly projects and development in our country. And so we have called for some strategies in order to be able to accelerate the adoption of electric vehicle. These are both in fiscal incentives. We are also looking at things like tariffs. Right now we have a tariff which if you charge at night, then you charge at almost half the cost of power during the day. So we are looking at all those fiscal, regulatory and other measures which can be able to help us to accelerate electric mobility, both for vehicles, for big buses and also for two-wheelers and three-wheelers, where you have seen a lot of growth in this sector. Indeed, that is one of the main focus areas on affordability of energy, affordability of electricity, affordability of even petroleum products. And the policy recognizes that for us to be competitive and for us to enhance socioeconomic development, then our energies must be priced quite competitively. And there are several strategies which are being called for in this policy. One of them is, of course, to develop power production from renewable energy sources. Renewable energy sources, the cost of production is coming down drastically. If you look at like solar, for example. And we are thinking if going forward we are going to develop from renewable sources, energy prices are going to go down. Another thing is also the method of procurement. We are going into the space of renewable energy auctions, where we introduce competitive bidding for the capacities that we require. So that will further bring down the cost of power. The policy has also some key strategies, or rather key focus on reduction of loss in our system. Currently, the system losses are more than 20, actually around 23. We intend to bring them to international benchmarks, and a reduction of even 1% is a big reduction in the cost of energy. So these are some of the things, including even what we are talking with the counties and other industries to increase the usage of energy. Because if many people use energy, and then we have a big population, a big huge demand, then the cost per unit is going to go down. So we are encouraging the industrial parks. We are encouraging people to come up with productive use of energy. That way then for local mwananchi, the cost is going to come down. Thank you.
This meeting is very crucial because looking at the policy, it highlights key areas, especially on the productive use of energy. The Coast Region and the Kilifi County being one of them, We have so many community boreholes which are not powered with electricity or solar. So looking at the policy gives the option on productive use of energy, whereby we can equip our boreholes with the solar water pumps. When we have this water, our people can use for domestic use and also for irrigation. That means we are able to produce food for our people, which sits well with the manifesto of our governor and the manifesto of our president. Also, look at the policy and the productive use of energy. We have like the hospitals. We have so many hospitals that are off-grid. So with the adoption of solar, it gives a solution to also the health sector, the education sector, which is a big plus for us. Also the policy on electrification, one of the key programs we are looking up out of this policy is how best can we grow the economy. So there is the component for electrification, whereby we have the street lights, the floodlights. You see, if we are able to provide power to our trading centers and our urban areas, we are improving security on those areas, and our people are able to do business, whereby now they are able to work for 24 hours, creating job opportunities, and our economy is growing. So this policy is one of the best documents that this country has ever have, and I believe it will create the change that we aspire as per Kenya Vision 2030.
And also to ensure that there is security of supply for the Kenyan market and the transit market. It is also promoting the use of LPG. We recently launched the National LPG Growth Strategy that aims to increase uptake of LPG from per capita use from 7.5% to 15%. So among those strategies that the government is pushing to do, we are also trying to ensure that the stakeholders are well engaged and sensitized on the petroleum policy, so that we can get areas of improvement, as well as maintaining a clear roadmap towards launching of this national petroleum policy in June of 2025. Thank you.